You know, being the awesome, world-famous internet celebrity that everybody recognizes and knows, almost on the same level as Brad Pitt, but, you know, he's one rung below, of course. I receive a lot of fan mail, and a lot of the fan mail I receive is from kids, you know, teenagers, in fundamentalist Christian households who have atheistic beliefs that they're struggling to figure out a way to express to their parents. You know, it's very important to them that their family knows who they really are, but they're afraid that their family won't understand because their family is a bunch of, you know, fundamentalist fuckwits, right? I've made a few videos addressing this point, but I've never really gone into detail about how these kids can come out to their parents. So the first thing you're going to want to do, if you feel like you have this need to come out as an atheist to your fundamentalist Christian parents, or your fundamentalist Muslim parents, or whatever else, the first thing you have to do is gauge your parents. You have to figure out, how do you think they're going to react? And there's a few different ways you could do this. You know, first of all, you could just look at them, gauge their attitudes, kind of see, like, how do they feel about this? How do they feel about that? If you really want to throw something out there, just tell them that you're going to school with someone who's an atheist. Say, yeah, there's this guy in one of my classes who's an atheist. How do you feel about that? And if your parents go on some kind of tirade like, man, wasn't no atheist back when I was at school. Tell you what, if someone at my school said they was an atheist, I'd have stomped on their fucking head and set them up for a brief meeting with Jesus so they could realize how wrong they were before he cast them down to hell to burn for all time in the lake of fire, presided over by Satan, who laughs at him as he stabs him in the tuchus with a pitchfork over and over again for all time. If they say some shit even vaguely close to that, you might just want to keep your atheism to yourself. Another thing you could do is just say, you know, I'm having some doubts about my faith. That's a little bit more palatable than just coming out and saying I'm an atheist. You just say, you know, I'm having some doubts. The problem with just saying you have doubts is that your parents are going to try to convince you otherwise. In fact, that's going to happen no matter what. I know plenty of kids who have come out to their parents as atheists, and then they write me and tell me, oh, now I have to have a fucking personal meeting with the pastor where he's going to try to convince me that my beliefs are wrong. So a lot of times, coming out as an atheist to your parents means that you are setting up an antagonistic situation where your parents are going to be pressuring you to change your mind. They're going to be bringing in outside people to try to get you to change your mind. They're probably going to send you to some sort of religious day camp or some bullshit like that. It's kind of like how the gay kids, their Christian parents send them to the Pray the Gay Away camps. There's not exactly a Pray the Atheism Away camp, but there's that same pressure of like, everyone in the church has to try to change this kid's mind because he's a good Christian kid from a good Christian household, but society done tangled up his mind and now he thinks there's no God. A notion that we all, of course, know is ridiculous. God clearly exists. Don't let the absolute absence of any sort of evidence fool you. He's there. I mean, so there's like a big question here. Is it even worth it to come out to your fundamentalist Christian parents as atheists? Well, yeah, sometimes it is. Sometimes these kids write me and they tell me I came out to my parents as an atheist and they were actually pretty cool about it. Or at first they were upset, but then when we got to talking, they kind of changed their minds. So sometimes it can be worth it, but then other times it's not worth it because it's like, now they're trying to shove religion down my throat 24/7. I can't do anything without them bugging me about religion. If I say, you know, can I borrow the car to drive to Burger King so I can get myself a Whopper or something, they're like, no, not until you admit that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, young man. So if you're someone in this kind of situation, put a lot of thought into it before you come out to your parents. Really try to figure out what your parents' reaction is going to be ahead of time and think of how you're going to handle that reaction if you decide to go through with it. I hope that the advice I've given in this video will be somewhat helpful, and I hope that people who have found themselves in this situation will comment down below, talk about their own experiences, so we can kind of get like a support thing going on down there in the comments section for once. rather than just like, you know, I eat pie, favorite if you also like pie. People are like, yeah, I like pie too, woo! And now someone's actually going to do that comment just because I said it.
The pie is pretty awesome.
Pie is awesome. I'd give it a thumbs up. Anyway, I hope this video is helpful. I'm the Amazing Atheist. Peace the fuck out! Are you a fan of Logic? Well, we fucking slapped it on a t-shirt. You can buy that and other atheistic designs down below at AmazingAtheistTees.com. The motherfucking actually isn't in there. It's just .com. Don't type .motherfucking com. It will take you nowhere. Sorry.